Alrighty, welcome back to Crappy Design. Let's start off with number 19. Love a good poster. Men, because women. To the R, left, always right. If you're gonna put different colors on the poster, then just let the words read out in order, because people are gonna group together the words that are in the same section, that are color-coded sections of the poster, and even then, men to the left because women are always right. No. I feel like blanket statements like that, they don't do good things. I'm sorry. It's a bad poster, man. And also, why isn't it even why aren't the arrows properly highlighted? All right? They blend in with the rest of the poster. Give the arrow, it's like they purposefully, why didn't you color in the lines? Why didn't you make it nice and, God, it's just bad. It looks shoddily put together. No effort. Why didn't you put effort into your poster and also think about how people are going to read out the order, the words, and frickin', I've started walking up the left side so many times. I mean, yeah, I feel like what is going to happen here is you're just going to end up having people cut a path through the plants, because some people are just going to want to come up on the big bleacher steps, and they're going to be like, well, I'm just going to get across anyway now that I'm already up here, because I'm sure as heck not going to go all the way back around, down the stairs, come up the other way. Like, that's going to be a no. So you're kind of just asking for people to trample the plants. Just at least put a couple little stone steps in some of the plants there so that people can get through if they want to. Otherwise, unobstruct the railing. They're probably not allowed to. There's probably some building code that's like you have to have a full railing all the way up on either side, and then they just put plants at the end of it, so it doesn't really work out that way. Didn't really think that one through. Not at all misleading. How concerned are you about the Zika virus? What? Wait, what is this? How did this happen? 34%. Very, kind of low. 28% non-existent, somewhat. 25%, still pretty small. 13%, very, very not at all. Because 13 is just about 10 times bigger than 34. You know, we're playing golf here. I don't even know what happened here. It's just that the bars are completely not representative of anything going on with any of the numbers being shown here. You had one job, data inputter person. What is this? Unless it's, I guess the bars could be correct and it's just the numbers that they've assigned to them or just don't reflect them at all. What the heck's going on? Either way, poorly done. Poorly done. Wow, the crack was so big that it went off the phone. Just a nice, conveniently placed photo. You don't actually need a replacement phone if you just Photoshop a crack over the screen. I actually did think for a second they just had it perfectly lined up with something in the background that was on the wall, but no, the crack's going off the screen all over the place. It's simply Photoshopped in. It's just a stock photo that Apple provides of the phone, and they're like, you know what? We can advertise it. We'll fix the phone if we just, Photoshop a crack on top of it. No need to actually, make sure it fits within the confines of the screen. We'll just take whatever generic stock image and we'll just place it on there. Nobody will notice. They'll be like the idiot who watches on Reddit who thinks for a second there's a marking on the wall behind rather than us just doing a terrible Photoshop job. I feel like people actually won't notice, though, as they're scrolling through, because they're going to scroll past the ad as quickly as possible, and it's just going to be like, not going to pay attention to that. Pretty sure graphs work a bit differently. PewDiePie, Dude Perfect, 2009 to 2019. PewDiePie versus Dude Perfect subcount history. Yeah, I mean, it's not exactly how 145 compare, but then again, if we're going off of the same person who just made that last chart a couple posts ago, maybe they also made the thumbnail for this. Their work they can be seen everywhere. Every bar graph that's really not well done, it's just the work of one particular person. That's their mark. They just purposefully make really poorly reflective of the original data bar graphs. Also, though, 45 million subscribers, still a lot of subscribers. 100 million subscribers is absolutely wild. Never when I started YouTube did I think that these sorts of subscriber numbers would be so commonplace at this point. That there are just so many people now with over 10 million subscribers that like every other day I find myself discovering a new channel that's like, oh, you're gigantic and massive, and somehow I hadn't heard of you before. But here we are. That's the ecosystem that we live in today. What a wild world. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at this gem. I, too, enjoy sliding out of a horse's bum. Either that, or it's actually meant to be the reverse. This is in order to educate kids on the Trojan War. Would you like to be part of the Trojan horse? It's not as big as the original one that was carrying actual soldiers, but this gives you a general idea. I bet it was still pretty cramped for all the soldiers that were put inside of that thing. So, come on. At least 4 of you can fit inside that at once. Let's go. Get inside the horse. All right. It's the only logical place to load in. It's from the rear. So, enjoy your history lesson, kiddos. Let's use red to indicate the coldest temperatures and blue to indicate the warmest. We've got a graph thing going on this month, don't we? Who does that? Who does that? Heat pumps move north. What do you mean heat pumps move north? The heat's definitely south. What? I don't understand. Who uses red to indicate cold? Someone was just like, you know what? I'm really tired of all these graphs just copying each other, and red indicates hot and blue indicates cold. Like, I just want to be different, okay? Nobody out there does graphs as art anymore. There's no originality. I'm going to take the graph industry for heat and I'm going to flip it on its head, okay? While also just completely defying the logic that everybody else has gone by for probably, hundreds of years at this point. So, god dang it. Why? Why do you do it that way? Someone just did this on purpose to be different and obnoxious. 100%. He's calling her to ask her for her number. Goal, learn how to say the numbers from 0 to 10 and how to exchange phone numbers. This is what you've learned to say, or then use what you've learned to say your home phone number. ¿Cuál es tu número de teléfono? Es 764-908-1. Wait, is it 0 for 0? I think it is. But I got it, dude. I aced that. You know what's funny, though, is whenever I'm reading a sign in Spanish and then there are numbers, when I'm reading it in my head, it'll be like, ¿Cuál es tu número de teléfono? And then I'll be like, 764, and then I switch over to English when I read the numbers, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not how it's supposed to work. You're supposed to keep the same language as the rest of the sign. Right, I forgot about that. Defaulting back to English, because, yep, I'm a gringo. You know how it be. Maybe he's asking for, like, that's the home phone number, all right? And he's like, hey, how can we talk without your parents eavesdropping, picking up the phone in the other room, okay? And so she gives him the cell, all right? That's obviously what's happening here, dude. I don't think there's any crappy design. He's trying to slide into the cell. This was back in that time when, home phones were still the initial method of initiation, because you get like the school directory that would give you the phone numbers of the other classmates' home phones and stuff. But then you want to get into the cell number, dude. So you gotta initiate somehow. Definitely by calling their home phone and not just asking at school. Oh boy. This laptop stand that is very poorly photoshopped in and not even being used. Yes, I too enjoy using a laptop stand with my iPad. Wouldn't you, I don't know, if you're selling a product that you presumably invested some R&D into, I don't know, would you not want to actually take some photos of your product holding a laptop? I feel like there'd be a matter of personal pride. Like, look at us. We designed a product. We manufactured it. We took it from the design stage to being able to sell it. Let's take some freaking photos of it doing its job with a laptop. Nah. Let's just Photoshop it in with someone using an iPad. That's certainly a better call, dude. Why? But why, though? Landmark in my town was gone for over 2 years due to restoration. This is what it looked like when it returned. What? Why does it look like a badly, like, photoshopped meme image over on the right at night? I don't get it. Is it just brightly illuminated by a bunch of lights? I was gonna make a very sad comment about it's a polar bear that is very sad because the ice that it's standing on is melting. But it's just, oh god. Oh boy. Well done. 2 years of work. Quite the payoff. Quite the payoff. Just a bald, wrinkly polar bear that is very well illuminated at night. Bats. Reese's bats. All right, you know what I'm gonna say here, right? It's gonna taste damn good regardless. God, I love Reese's. Reese's actually. Hey, sponsor me, Reese's. This video not sponsored by Reese's, but if they were gonna sponsor me, they should. I'd love that because they have to, like, peanut butter and chocolate is just, it's a godly combination. And I don't care if this bat looks like a lump. It's still gonna be good. It probably melted in the package and then it just solidified again, and it looks like a lump of deliciousness that I want to eat. If you don't want your lump of Reese's that used to look like a bat, I will take it from you. Oh, I want Reese's now. Oh my god, please. Hook it up, bro. Anti-plastic book wrapped in said plastic. Fork plastic. 101 ways to free yourself from plastic and save the world. That is strong irony. That's incredible. I wonder, I bet that the author of that book has no idea that this is actually happening. And if they saw this, they would probably be furious. I know if I authored a book like that, knowing that my intent is, okay, it's going to be made from recycled paper and not going to be wrapped in plastic wrap when it's distributed, I'd be like, you guys have got to be kidding me with this. All right, we're switching to a new distributor, like right now, because this is absurd. That's pretty bad. Found this beauty at my local college. What came first? I mean, the support column for the building had to come first, right? Because it's supporting the building, presumably. And then they designed the stair. Okay, wait, actually, what's happening? Because, like, these things are supposed to be pretty straight up, right? Unless, I don't know, it could be a building that has some angles to it, in which case, I don't know. Did you not measure out the staircase before you put it there? Did you not, do the stair portion and then be like, oh, you know what? When we extend the handrail vertically, it's going to run into the angled support column for the building. So let's move the stairs in ever so slightly so that doesn't take place. Nah, let's just, well, it's fine. We want the stairs to go pretty close, and then we'll just weld the railing to the support beam, and then we'll drywall over it. It'll be totally fine. No one's going to think anything less of our architecture and design. Little do you know, this is actually an architecture school. And this is just an example that exists to show you what not to do. That's all it is. The new Apple Card needs to avoid contact with leather and denim. Avoid contact with leather and denim. Looks at wallet, looks at pants. Apple says clean Apple Card with a microfiber cloth. Avoid contact with leather and denim. Otherwise, what? Does it, like, lose its strip or something like that? What happens if you put it in your wallet and it comes into contact with leather? Or you put it in your jeans and it comes into contact with... What happened? Does it turn pink? That's the phone screen, I guess. But wait, why would that be a problem? I don't understand. I've never had a credit card stop working. Weird. Does anyone know why? Some fabrics, like leather and denim might cause permanent discoloration. Oh, it's because you do not want the fancy shiny metal to not look like fancy shiny metal anymore. That would be no good. You must get card because it is fancy shiny metal. You do not want it to not look fancy, pristine, perfect, out-the-box condition anymore because credit card must look very nice, okay? To be fair, if someone was ever like, hey, you want to get that Amex Black card? I'd be like, it's kind of dope looking. Maybe I'd take it. But I don't know, man. I feel like it's just a credit card at the end of the day, right? It's nice to have a trunk. Hey, this one. So I actually saw this On the front page, just when I was browsing on Reddit, I guess 10 days ago, I left a comment on this one because I felt uniquely qualified to comment on it. This doesn't happen, all right? This is a second generation Bentley Continental GT, which I actually owned a few years back. It was daily driver. I drove it in the rain. And despite the fact that I did have issues with the electronic boot opening mechanism not working very well, and had to get that worked on at the dealership, never did I have drainage problems. You see, what seems to be taking place here is, I don't know, the water is like going through the gap between the spoiler. There's a little you wouldn't expect it, but there is an electronically raise and lower wing spoiler thing on the back, that little black panel. Somehow the water looks to be getting through that. The water is supposed to kind of fall onto the windshield, and then there's a channel that it drains across on the back. It doesn't fall. There's something wrong here. It's not supposed to fall into the boot. There's a defect on this car, not the Continental GT range as a whole. So anyway, the absolute crap design of my school. This is the place where every hallway intersects. That just seems like a massive fire hazard, and I'm very, very surprised that there hasn't been like some kind of fire marshal crackdown on this. And if there hadn't been in the past, then maybe after this image has made it so far up on Reddit, the fire marshals are going to come in and be like, yeah, you can't have this. You're going to need to figure out another solution here, guys, because this, God, imagine if a fire broke out or any other bad sort of thing. You would have an issue. You would have people being trampled in this situation. I guess you have a good excuse for getting to class late, though. You'd be like, you guys know how bad of a traffic jam it is out there. It literally took me like 15 minutes to get from the top of the stairs to the bottom of the stairs. So, sorry I missed the important lecture. I'm sure it was thrilling. I had to catch up on text messages while moving down the stairs. I might have slowed traffic a little bit myself by doing it, but what can you do? What can you do? Okay, well, I don't miss school. That's it for the last month of Crappy Design. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Make sure to like if you like. Check out the playlist in the description if you want to catch more Crappy Design. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And we leave it off there. I'll see you next time.